What's up, nerds, and have I got a story for you? Now, also down below, you'll find the articles that I'm going to be reading you to do this video, and you can read them for yourself or just watch this video where I'm basically just read the whole article to you. Also, I want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, now that we got that business out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started? All right, you guys, it looks like they've found their Supergirl for the DCU, James Gunn's DCU, and it looks like it's Millie Alcock. So this article is from Deadline, and this came out earlier this week and everything, and I'm sorry I didn't get to it right away, but I wanted to save it because this week's all about casting. So there's Millie Alcock, and you may remember her from House of the Dragon. So let's read this article for just a hot second, and then I'll give you my thoughts and everything. So, House of the Dragon actress Millie Alcock has landed the coveted role of Supergirl in James Gunn and Peter Safran's new DCU. So let's pop this sucker up here. There we go. And, you know, good for her. I had done a video about the three girls that were, or women that were in the short list for the coveted role. So it says the Australia-born Alcock played the young Princess Rhaena Targaryen in the first season of HBO's Game of Thrones spinoff House of the Dragon, and I thought she did a great job. She did so good on that show. I covered that show, loved it to death. She did great. A small piece of me wishes they would have just kept her on for the whole first season and for the whole show, because they had another actress take over for her as the older Rhaena, and I really did think and she's really hot. She's like so hot, but I really think she did a good job, you know, and I just good for her that she's able to shoot that into an even bigger career, you know. So it says, there's been buzz that the new Supergirl will appear in Gunn's Superman Legacy, which is about to go before the cameras in Georgia. But that's not 100%. What we know now is that she'll appear in a DC-based project before starring in her solo feature, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. No director has been announced for Supergirl. The project first announced at DC Studios Press Day a year ago. It's based on Tom King's 2022 comic book series, on which Belquist Even Lee as the illustrator. So here's some pictures, real quick. I'll come back to this article, but here is some pictures of her as Supergirl. And these are just like fan art and everything. So this one is pretty good. I actually do like this one. I think that they didn't take her hair and make it all super blonde, which is fine by me. She can be dirty blonde. I know some people freak out. Now, I do have to say, they have to give her the skirt. They have to. That's a classic look. Everybody loves that look. I'm sorry if you don't like it and you think it's too female centric, but I'm sorry. Everybody likes that look. Everybody. So here's a picture somebody did of this picture of her in the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic book. Now, I have to be honest with you. That comic book was just mid for me personally. I have to be also honest with you. I personally don't like Tom King as a writer. I don't think he's that great. I don't know why DC and Gunn is putting so much emphasis on him. I don't think that his writing isn't bad. Sometimes it's awful. Like, I'm sorry, like that Riddler One Day was just awful. Like, it was bad. It's so bad. He always talks about daddy issues, so I'm curious what he'll do with this one. But so this comic book is basically like, you get this girl and her father is murdered, and Supergirl helps her go through the galaxy to seek revenge. It's very bloody, very action-packed-y, so, you know, that'll be good, you know, in terms of that. So let's see. And then there's no talk about that. So it said Gunn at the time, at the announcement, that our series, we see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time he was an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock, a chip off Krypton, and watched everyone around her die and be killed in terrible ways for the first 14 years of her life, and then came to Earth when she was a young girl. She's much more hardcore. She's not exactly the Supergirl we're used to seeing, which I totally, and then he even says he reposted this article. So What do I think about this? I think that this I think this is a great idea. I love Millie Alcock. Listen, I thought that Megan What's Her Face from the Zombie series, I thought that she was my pick for that, but this is good also. I have nothing against Millie Alcock. I can't wait to see her in the role. Like I said before, she's hot. I think she's a good actress. So I think this is nothing but a good idea for the DCU and James Gunn, and I'm happy with this choice. I would have been happy with any of the choices of the three ladies that were in the short list, but I did pick that Megan, what was her name? Megan something. And she didn't win it, but that's fine. Millie Alcott's a great actress. So we'll see where this goes from here, and can't wait to see it. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Millie Alcott taking over the role of being cast in the role of Supergirl for the DCU for James Gunn? Do you think this is a great choice? Did you wish it was somebody else? How do you think this fan art looks and everything? What do you think about the movie? They said that it's loosely based off that comic book, and I hope it's very loosely based, because the comic books, it's pretty decent. It's just not like my favorite Supergirl story, you know what I'm saying? And we'll see how it works out. I'm just interested to see where this goes from here. And her cameo in Superman Legacy, do you think that's a good choice? Do you think it's a good choice to introduce all these people in one movie only to have them in, all this other stuff? I think that they shouldn't copy the MCU. I think that they should do their own thing, and I think that that's what James Gunn's doing. I personally like James Gunn. I like his style. I like the way he writes. I like his comedy. So therefore, I think this is a good choice, and I have faith in James Gunn to take the DCU into the future. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, so that's all I got for you this week. Tell me what you guys think about this week's stories. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're tuning to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good week. Bye.